So Lego has been on a mad tear of announcing new sets lately for the holidays. So I figured I'd take a look at what's coming out in the next couple of months. So coming out pretty soon, actually, we have the new Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship. It's coming on September 15th. It's got 2,862 pieces and it's 380 bucks about American. And this is actually the second time that this ship has shown up. Now, the first time it showed up, it was under its proper name. But as LEGO is wont to do lately, they're renaming certain things that might be questionable. So this one's just showing up as Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship. Now, I am not a big pirate ship fan in terms of LEGO. I can't remember ever having built one, actually. It does look really cool, though. It's just that I have to worry about where I'm going to put things these days. I run out of space very quickly with all of the Lego sets that I own and still have to build yet, actually. So while I like the movies and this ship does look really cool, it's probably a lower priority for me than some of the other ones. Here's actually the last Black Pearl that came out. It was actually released in 2011 and it was available until 2012. It actually had about almost one fourth of the pieces of the new one, and it was only 100 bucks. Still a pretty good rendition, though. Also on September 15th, we're getting the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory set. Now, this is one of my favorite movies, and I couldn't be happier with the minifigures. The set itself looks pretty cool, but it looks like it's going to take up a whole heck of a lot of space and not fit really very easily on a shelf. I'm really happy that you get all of the minifigures from the movie, at least for the kids, and Grandpa Joe and Willy Wonka and a couple of Oompa Loompas. It is 220 bucks for just a little over 2,000 pieces. I'm a little on the fence about this one. As much as I like the movie, I'm going to wait and see what it looks like in the store. This is a gift with purchase that's available during the same time that those last two sets are going to be released. So until September 17th, actually, while supplies last, with purchases of $130 or more, you're able to get this Sega Genesis controller. It's a pretty good rendition of the old Sega Genesis controller, and you get the extra added bonus of if you turn it over, you get a scene from Sonic the Hedgehog, which I feel is a pretty nice feature. Of course, here's the set everyone's talking about, maybe not in a good way, but we knew this was coming. The UCS Death Star coming out October 1st for a cool $1,000. It's got 9,000, a little over 9,000 pieces, but I'm not sure that this is much of an improvement over the old one. I mean, in some ways it is definitely. I mean, you're going to get 38 minifigures. You're going to get, I mean, it's this thing's freaking huge. It's going to have a lot of different play compartments, just like the old one did. The old one, though, at least it was spherical. This one's more just like a section of the Death Star. It does cram a lot into that section. Just for comparison, here's what we had for the old one. It was available from 2016 to 2020, and it was pretty much half the price and pretty close to half the piece count. I actually had this one, had it on display for a little while until I had to make room for some other things. But I think I've traded it or sold it since then. But it was a pretty nice set to build. It was fun, a fun build. Wonder if the new one will be, but I'm not sure that I'm going to drop $1,000 to find out. Honestly, here's another view of our cross section of the Death Star, and here's a look at all the minifigures that you get. Some are new, some are reprints. It's a pretty good selection. You got a lot of stormtroopers, some main characters, obviously. You got the Emperor and the Darth Vader. All in all, pretty good selection of minifigures. I can't remember how many minifigures the old set had. Let's go back and look at this one. It had quite a few, a lot of the same ones probably. I see that there was a Obi-Wan Kenobi. Was there an Obi-Wan in this one? Yes, he's up there next to C3PO. I see him. According to Lego.com, it's going to come out the 4th, but I've also heard the 1st of October. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'd probably go with Lego on this one since they know when they're going to release their own sets. Now, there is a gift with purchase for the UCS Death Star, and it's this TIE fighter with Imperial Hangar Rack. It's a pretty good set for 236 pieces. You get also a couple of stormtroopers and a TIE fighter pilot minifigure. All right, so October 1st, we're going to start getting our holiday sets also. So here's a couple of the ones that were just recently announced. The Festive Gingerbread House for 40 bucks, and the upscaled Santa minifigure for about 55 bucks. I've never built one of these upscale minifigures. I've always been tempted by the other ones that have come out recently. Maybe this will be the one that I get, but I'm not sure. The gingerbread house itself does look pretty good, and it's got a pretty good price piece to price ratio, almost 500 pieces for 40 bucks. All right, so I'm going to save the best for last. So let's talk about the snowman ornaments. Now, I often will buy these ornament sets that they release every holiday season, and these look like a pretty good pair. They could find a place on my Christmas tree. But let's talk about the elephant or the AT-AT in the room. The gingerbread AT-AT, the set that we didn't know that we needed, but that we definitely need. And this is a lot more cost effective than I expected it to be for almost 700 pieces, 60 bucks. Granted, a lot of those pieces are probably small. You see those light strings on there and the little decorations. But you do get a gingerbread Darth Vader. I mean, come on. How can you pass that up? Also recently announced the family Christmas tree decoration. Now this thing is ungodly expensive. 330 bucks for, I mean, the piece to price ratio is not too bad. You get 3,171 pieces. And it does look like there's a lot to the set. I mean, you've got the Christmas tree from one side, and then you got the whole inside with different vignettes of different Christmas decorated rooms and so forth. I don't think that there's a light up feature. I think that would have advertised it on the box. And I don't think that there's a power feature either. So this is strictly a display piece. You do get a lot of accessories. Let's say you get some reindeer, you get a Santa sleigh, some animals, and some minifigures as well. This one's an easy pass for me, though. However, this next one, I might have to purchase this one because I missed out on the last holiday train, and this one's coming along right when I'm sort of getting back into my love of trains again. And this one looks pretty good. The engine, all the cars, all the different accessories, and the track. And I hear that you can incorporate power functions as well. I think this may be an insta buy for me on October 4th, and I should probably have enough track along with what comes in the box to not put a nice layout underneath the Christmas tree with this one. All right, here's one that I'm really waiting for. Now, it comes out October 1st, but people have been getting this all over the place at different Sam's Clubs. This is, of course, the Lego Game Boy. Very cool rendition of the classic game console coming out, as I said, October 1st for 60 bucks. I drove around to a couple of different Sam's Clubs over the last weekend. Unfortunately, none of them have put it out yet in my area. I'll probably check again this coming weekend because I want this thing as soon as I can. And you can better believe that I'm going to feature it on a video in my channel. Definitely an insta buy for me whenever I find it. Also on October 1st, we're going to be getting a couple of new Wednesday sets. These seemingly go along with season 2 of the show, which I'm sort of halfway through at the moment, so no spoilers. But we get Thing's apartment and we get Morticia's cottage. Now, I'm a sucker for all things haunted house looking, so the Morticia's cottage is probably going to be an insta buy for me. I used to have the old Lego Monsters haunted house, and I just bought the Creator one recently. Haven't built it yet, but I will be getting to that soon. I have seen enough of the new season to know where these sets come from. So I have seen Thing's apartment and I have seen Morticia's cottage in the show, and I'm only halfway through. October 1st, we're also going to see a new botanical set, this time the bouquet of pink roses for 60 bucks. You get 789 pieces. Looks like a nice addition to the botanicals line. Not really my cup of tea, but I'm sure that it does have its following. All right, so on October 1st, we're also going to get the next ideas set coming out, the Mineral Collection. I think this looks pretty cool. I may pick this one up. I don't know what the prototype looked for in ideas. I should probably look into that. but I do like rocks and I do like gems. I just don't know if I like them enough to buy this $60 set, honestly. All right, this is looking way out. This was announced recently. It's coming out January 1st, a new addition to the Speed Champions line, this time from Cars. We're getting Lightning McQueen. Looks like this is going to follow the trend of the recent Speed Champions. Similar piece count. I'm thinking probably similar size, the 8 stud width, like the new Speed Champions are. I'm not that big of a fan of Cars. I mean, my kids love it. My whole family has said that I would probably like it if I watched it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But I am a Speed Champions fan, so I'm definitely going to get it. I've gotten almost all of the Speed Champions cars so far since the line started, so it's kind of an insta buy for me when it comes out. Now, looking to an indeterminate time in the future, we are going to be getting a Lego Star Trek set soon. We got a sort of teaser preview from Lego recently with a Klingon coming soon graphic and a little image of a Captain Picard minifigure. Now, I couldn't be more excited about this. Star Trek Next Generation, especially, is one of my favorite shows. So I'm hoping that this set will be based on the show, on that show, which there's a pretty good indication of since we see the Picard minifigure. So hopefully this set gets announced soon. Maybe it's more than one set. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a whole line. But I'm eagerly awaiting for that. I think there were some knockoff Lego Star Trek sets that were released in the last couple of years. Can't remember if it was who was it, Mega Blocks. I don't know who made it, but I never bought any of those. So I'm glad I waited. Now we're gonna get the legit Legos. Anyway, I hope you're as excited as I am about some of these, and I'm sure to be featuring some of these sets on my channel in the future. So be sure to subscribe, come back, and check them out. Until next time, see you later.